Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Blue with Power. What's up, Evan? Finally,
What's up,
week
man?
one.
I'm
How's it
excited.
going, man?
Man, I'm ready for the day, man. I'm ready for the day.
Are you ready for Sunday?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
Want to see the Eagles lose tonight?
it would be nice. It would be nice. I think the
Hopefully,
Eagles are going to win, but it
Saquon
would be
tears his
nice.
Achilles for the season.
It was a good game last night, though.
Very good. Um, everybody's a little in a rant. I thought it was a good game. Uh, the Ravens defense didn't look good. Uh, their O line didn't look good. Lamar looked great as always. KC, their offensive line didn't look great either.
I thought the Ravens would run the ball more.
Yeah, I thought that too, especially having Derrick Henry out there.
Yeah, like with him, like I would do that option stuff like a lot of the game with someone like Derrick Henry, but they were down the game, so at least it's football season. We got to wait till Sunday.
Out of everybody in the NFC East, I think we have the easiest route to 1-0.
Could be 2-0
So
too, but
yeah,
got to take care of
uh,
week one. But it's I think the matchup is in our favor. I read someone saying it would be an upset. I don't know if it would be an upset because the Vikings have Darnold. So
is
we'll
Addison
see.
going to be playing?
Yeah, Aston's playing. Hawkinson's not playing, but we'll talk about the game. But what are you expecting coming into the season so far? Like,
Well, I can't say for the season. I'm not really excited. Um, I think what Mahomes proved last night was you could have a really bad night on the old line and still get the job done.
well, let's hope that doesn't happen to us.
And I've been defending Danny for the last 5 years on that, and it just goes to
Yeah,
show that hey, he gets out the pocket and gets stuff down the field. He can do it.
yeah. Well, that's someone like Mahomes, but I think that I don't know what to expect really. Their roster is better this year. They definitely improved, in some areas. They still have a little work to do, but I don't really know. You would hope and think that your expectation is it's going to be a better season. You know what I'm saying? Eileen, see what's going on? She took Slayton in the in fantasy. I don't think that's a bad pick. They're going to be teeing on neighbors for sure, without a doubt. That the that's what the Giants are going to do. But I think Slayton will be open. I mean, he's been our most consistent receiver, since he's been here, since his rookie year. But I do like Darius Slayton. I do think.
Sorry,
Welcome back, Evan.
I had a phone call. Apologies.
That's all right. But I do like Darius Slayton. Take him in fantasy as like a third. I don't think is a bad idea. But I
Depends
don't
how
know.
the offensive line shows up today.
Yeah, it
um,
depends.
um, um,
We'll talk about that. That's one of the keys. And she said Hyatt also.
Hyatt, yes, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely
Hyatt.
Hyatt.
Yeah, Hyatt. I'm expecting. I think Hyatt should have a better season this year. He had a better second season. You want a better season from JMS as well.
Like I said,
So
I agree. I want to see. I want to see passes down the field, man. I want to see
and be
good
aggressive.
play action. I just want to see my team be competent. Like you ain't gotta like you can beat them like 20-13. You can beat them 27-20. I don't care. Just be fucking competent. Don't
You
look
better
like a
hope
fucking
competent.
dumpster fire.
Yeah, they look like an absolute dumpster fire last year. And even though the defense caused a lot of turnovers, the offensive line was the worst we've ever seen. So you don't want to have a repeat performance of last year. And that's the
We had
situation.
so many prime time games taken away from us last year because of that first week of just shit. Like if that game would have been like 38 to
Competitive.
26 or 24, like it would have been like, all right, yeah, they lost, but that was a good team they lost to. 40-0. People were leaving at halftime.
It was definitely embarrassing. I don't think that's gonna happen this time. Uh, if it does, we're in big time trouble versus the Vikings, the Sam Darnold led Vikings right now.
I think as soon as you get pressure on him, he's gonna fold.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's like a key we'll talk about, but you know, coming into the season, you don't really know what to expect. You need a better performance, all around. I think that Dable calling plays is a little different. I'm interested to see how that works out and see if they can have some balance on offense. But one next thing I expect the offensive line to be better this season. It just seems like
I mean, it can't be much worse.
it can't be much worse. What's up, Paul? Paul says, "What's up, Philly? Are we ready for Saquon to run wild tonight?"
Right into a fucking tree, yeah.
I'm not looking forward to seeing him in an Eagles jersey. I'm not looking forward to
I've
that
already
at
seen his
all.
first commercial in the Eagles jersey, and it makes me
Oh
want to
God,
vomit.
I don't even want to look at it. Like all I'm gonna think about is like, oh, what could have been? But I hope he scores no touchdowns.
I hope he's out for the season
to
with a
be to,
non-threatening.
to be honest, I know Green Bay's run defense isn't great, so I do expect him to play well.
You know,
But I'm interested
your
to see
mom
how they
always said.
use him.
Moms always say, don't wish harm on somebody that
Of
that
course
you
not. I
wouldn't
don't
want
wish him injury.
that you would wish on yourself. I'll deal with a broken toe. Break his toe. I wish his toe just. I wish he stubs his toe in the worst way and it breaks.
Yeah, if he stays healthy, he'll be different. But it just sucks that he's needle. We're gonna have to
I'm
deal with
not
it.
so sure. That
So
offensive line, like all right, like I said before, you had 3 good passing options, and your offense shut down last year, like
who knows why?
dramatically.
Yep.
Now people like to say, "Well, you beat us last year, but you beat us with, uh, you beat us with a bad, what our starters out." No, your starters played the first 3 fucking quarters of that game. Taking them out in the
Hey, at
fourth
least we
quarter
beat the
because you would
Eagles.
guarantee a playoff spot don't mean anything. They outplayed you the first 3 of that game, so I don't want to hear that shit. But I want to say this: is Hurts going to take that step up, or is he still in last season form?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they look tonight versus Green Bay. We won't play them. We won't play them for a little while. So we'll have to wait to see how we look versus a team like that. But like I said, I don't like seeing Barkley jersey, but the Eagles jersey. But whatever. It's whatever. Drew Lock is probably going to be the backup.
Yeah,
So
Danny.
that's probably
DeVito's
that's what I
still on
saw the
the
other
practice
day.
squad.
Yeah, they actually cut Carter Coughlin and then put him on the practice squad. So they actually have an open roster spot at the moment. They have 52. But you don't have
Yeah,
to
and they
activate
also
them. You can just take them from the practice squad. Like if you need a player, it's like you like move him up game day or something like that. You don't have to make like a move.
also you have they also I think they moved Bobby Okerke's into a little bit of a bonus to free up some cap space.
Yeah,
So I think they're gearing up for a big move within the next week or so. Because now
maybe.
they're sitting about 20 million cap space.
Which it's a much better situation than they were in, you know, previously. They had no
So
cap money the first
I'm
year.
kind of worried that they're hiding something from us, and we're going to see it the first game. It's going to roar its ugly head.
I don't know about that. We're really gonna have to see how the first game goes.
Dan,
You know,
I have went to the liquor store and I am prepared. I have enough
to
alcohol to
drown in your
drown those out.
sorrows.
I I'm going to be a 1950s stepdad. Come home,
Oh,
where's my martini?
yeah, but let's hope it's not like last season. Like you were dreading watching the team, and you're like they're gonna get throttled. You
No, the
just knew
problem
it.
last year was we looked great for like 2 games and then shit for like 3. Like that Raiders game should have never happened.
Oh God,
Should have never happened.
they got their doors blown off.
Yeah, and like everybody going into that game, our boy on the same network here, Ken Fry, was like, "Dude, you guys are gonna smoke us," because we had went into those games playing well. just to walk out and be like, God damn, like you are a factory of sadness.
Yep, exactly. Let's hope they turn those frowns upside down.
With a large Pepsi.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was a medium Pepsi, not a
Well,
large.
fuck, with all this abuse for the last 10 years, we need a large.
Yeah, let's hope they finally fix the offensive line after all this time, after like a decade.
After a decade.
Let's see if Priscilla fixed it or not.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. But then again,
I know, right?
I remember going into high school, leaving middle school, going into high school, and I was like, fuck man, my team's horrible. And I got made fun of because I went to a Philadelphia school as a Giants fan.
That's even worse.
Like, and then, like at that time, they were beating us twice a year, every year. The only saving grace was 2016. I was like, yeah, we're gonna follow up on that. Nothing ever happened.
Hey, at least we got 2 Super Bowls.
I'm so glad I wasn't in high school when they. I think I had just left high school when they won. They had graduated the year prior. When they won the Super Bowl, I was like, "You guys got about." I'm glad I wasn't in the city. Like, you know, I was just glad about that point. I was like, I cannot be around that many obnoxious fucking Kelly Green assholes.
Yeah, exactly. But not gonna worry about the past. Got to worry about this Sunday versus the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm
And
gonna worry about that too.
I'll tell you what I think of it, but I think the one concern for me, I guess, is the secondary versus Jefferson and Addison. Darnold, I'm not necessarily too worried about. If you put pressure on him, you can get pressure on him. It's and no Hawkinson for the Vikings either. And tight ends usually kill us.
The problem I'm facing at the moment is that it's almost become the safe bet to vote against us. And it's a very safe bet just to say 20-13 Vikings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a very safe bet, and I don't even think it's gonna be 20. I think it's gonna be like 19-10. Like
Maybe.
It's not gonna be. I don't know. I think it's gonna be like a field goal game. I think both defenses hold up. You know, Harrison Smith he's still a baller. He's been a baller for the last 10 years. You know, he's been amazing. You know, that defense is a little bit revamped up. So I'm excited that football's back, but I'm going into this one not with my heart into it. I'm just gonna watch it. If it happens, it happens. I'll get excited if they're like, you know, if they make the playoffs, I'm gonna get real excited because then I can be like, yeah, you know, we're a playoff team. Yeah, we'll get something positive.
Nice. The roster is better than 2022 for sure on both sides of the ball.
On paper.
On paper, of course, yes. Sometimes it doesn't always work out. Hold on a second. Could be worse 29 years, yep, for the Cowboys.
Yeah, but, you know, I've seen the
Let's see. I see the Giants using the jug machine throwing balls near the ground to wide receivers getting ready for Daniel Jones' low.
No QB, just have like the throwing machine out there. Run routes, just have somebody controlling the throwing machine.
At least you got a guy like Neighbors who can catch the ball if it's low, but I hope he doesn't throw it. I want him to throw a back shoulder throw.
Danny's not really a low thrower, he's more of a high thrower.
Yeah, or he throws it short.
Yeah. He's more of a high thrower. But at least he's not Saquon, who, you know, catches the ball, gets hit, and pops it up. And when he gets popped, it flies fucking 10 yards up in the air. You know, he gets caught and ran back for a touchdown.
Oh God, I saw a replay of that for whatever reason. I was watching something and they were showing that, like how bad that was. Like they showed that play, and I was like, oh, don't remind me of that play.
I just want us to be talked about in a positive light. Like, New York Giants are a young team. They're going to be a great team soon. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. Because
Yeah.
we are a good team with a shitty captain. The guy that's supposed to do the bare minimum can't fucking do it.
Well, not getting killed back there, you can't do it. You know.
Now he's a deer in headlights.
Well, he looked like a deer in the headlights last year. I can't. I mean, he looked shaky. Like the first only live action he had, they looked better the later on. So you don't want to have a repeat for Jones, but that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. What do you think the keys are to winning this Vikings game on offense?
Uh, a complete defensive failure by them. At that point, like I said, it's not like they're just gonna have to play well, but just you can't cost yourself. You have to give Jones time. The play calling has to be there. Like we can't have a missing aspect to the game anymore. Something's gotta give.
Yeah,
Like you can't be missing something on the offense for 6 years now. Like it's your third year in the offense. You got to have the timing down. You got to have the routes down. You got to have the timing in the backfield down. Everything.
yeah,
Oh, we're back. Okay,
yeah. I think he
but
froze for a second, but good.
we need to have just consistency. The biggest thing.
Yeah,
You know,
I had, yeah, like consistency is good. You want to get in the rhythm, but I had protecting DJ and the offensive line performance. I think that's one of the big keys to the game because I think if you can block well, running and pass blocking, it should get you some success. And Jones has to step up and play well. That's
and
like,
listen, if we get a good big win in these ugly ass red jerseys, they are the home jerseys for the rest of the season.
oh my goodness, yeah, they are. They are. I wish they would have done a different color with the pants, but I like the helmet, and I like the helmet the best.
It looks
I think
like Michigan.
it does. Well, yeah, it's old school classic style helmet. I'd say I like the helmet the best. The pants I don't. Eh.
If
The
they were like
jersey is
gray, I would be
so-so.
fine.
Yeah, but that's away.
Okay,
They
well,
can't, they
white.
can't wear gray pants at home. But
Why
they
can't
look
they?
better with white, or they could have just went something like the jersey, blue with red or something to match the jersey itself.
Yeah, but then you don't want to look like fucking Buffalo.
They look like Buffalo with those white ones, those white color rush jerseys.
No, those are nice. At
But
least
those are nice. Those are like some of the best ones. I like those, and I like the '80s jersey with the white that they wore last year.
the legacy jerseys.
Yeah, legacy jerseys. But I'm interested to see how it looks on the field.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people hate those uniforms. But if they
At
win and
least
play well, they
we're
gotta wear
not.
them every game,
At least we're not a
every
team
home
that
game.
doesn't have black in their colors and wears a blackout fucking uniform.
I don't like that. I like color.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about an all blue version for the Giants, and it has like red pinstriping to it. I thought it was pretty nice. I thought
Yeah, that would be
it
pretty nice. But another and you were talking about this before on offense, establishing rhythm, like getting DJ in a rhythm. You know, and I
get his
think that
confidence back.
well, his confidence probably isn't there. He's probably not confident in his knee, and that's what you want to see. Also, the O line and Daniel Jones, I think, are a huge key to the game. I think the receivers will play well, but the offensive line is really what I'm thinking about, and Jones's performance. Like those two things, if those two things happen and
For
TJ
for
plays well and
me,
the O line plays well, they should score points.
for
I
me
don't see
is
why not.
getting him in a rhythm, but getting his confidence back. His
Yeah,
confidence are going to make him test the field a little bit better.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
the
And
only
with
way
someone
he
like
stays, I'm telling you, the only way he stays is if we go to the NFC Championship game. That's the only way he stays.
he's gonna have to have an outstanding season to stay regardless.
Like he
regardless of
can't.
where they
It can't
get.
be on the back of a 15-10 or 15-5 rushing, and then a 4 interception.
No,
Like it's he can't do it that way no more.
no, he's got to step up and have at least 30 touchdowns and over 4,000 yards. He can't have like it can't be like 2022, and
Mm-mm.
that's what everyone's looking at. I think most people are looking at the offensive line and Jones. That's what the offensive line for me is number one. Jones, I think if you protect him, I think he can play well. Which he's never really had before.
If week 1 is a tank and we just blow this game,
Oh,
how long till we're fishing on the market for a quarterback?
people want to be on the market for a quarterback for the past 2 years and have been. Like, it depends on who you talk to. Like, I think that you should be in the market for a quarterback regardless because you have to look towards the future and you're going to have to replace Jones if you can't get it done this season.
I mean, next week we might be here talking about the draft picks. We might just give up this season early. The Big Blue Power Hour might have to be discontinued just out of the sanity for me and Dan.
Because I'm definitely going to watch every game, but, and I'm interested to see with the offense how Dable calls plays, how much Theo Johnson's involved, the rookie tight end
Yeah,
they got, and and who's gonna get more time, Gray or Tracy Jr. Because they're not gonna use Singletary the whole time. They're gonna split carries or do
I
it
can
by
definitely see
committee.
a split back situation.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who's gonna be. If it's gonna be Tracy Jr. or Gray, because Gray's been here and Tracy Jr. hasn't.
I think with Tracy being new to the position still is about being his second year in that
Yeah,
position. I think he'll be used more for receptions. Him coming from a wide receiver background,
yeah, he does
but
have that
for
background.
rushing, it would probably be Gray.
Yeah, I think they'll use Tracy too. Like I don't think they're going to be like very much a run first offense unless they're trying to set up the pass. I'm interested to see like what their first series is going to be and how they're going to attack the defense for the Vikings because they're not bad, but they're not great. They don't have Daniel Hunter is not there. I don't think they have Harrison Smith. Um, like I think their defense. I think you could score on their defense. But like I
I'm
said,
not worried about the Vikings being a player. I think the time's kind of past them. I think they're in rebuild mode right now.
oh, absolutely.
Um, so I think this one's a win. It might be if it's an ugly win, it's kind of rough for the year
Wins a
because like they are
win is a win.
considered to be one of the bottom teams. But if it's a good win, everything looks solid. You know, 27-10 win, I'm happy with.
That would be nice. I would like them to score at least over 20 points. That would be nice. They only averaged 14 all year last year. Just over that, just a smidge above that.
I just want to see the defense want to see the defense play well. I want to see the defensive line eat. I want to see them, really get to the quarterback, really do what they got to do. I want to see sacks. I want to see pressures. I want to see them forcing Darnold into mistakes. I want to see them swallow up the running backs. I
Well, they
want to
have
see them.
Jones.
I want to see the
They have Aaron
linebackers in
Jones.
flat. McFadden and Okereke. I want to see them in the flats, making tackles, not getting much. And then I want to see our D backs. I want to see how young they are. I want to see how they compare to one of the two best duos in the league.
Yeah, Addison and Jefferson are tough, and that's like one of the big matchups that you're looking at in this game. Jefferson and Addison versus the secondary for the Giants. Because if anyone could be this, is Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's a damn good receiver. So is Addison. So those are two weapons you really have to slow down. And I think you want the defensive line to get pressure on Darnold. That I
Well,
think that's a big key is getting in his face because Darnold will make a mistake. He will make a mistake if you
they did
pressure him
shut
enough.
down Justin Jefferson 2 years ago. They had a good job of shutting him down and making him a little bit irrelevant. Um, the running game, I think they've always had a really good running game, but both Dalvin Cook and which call are gone.
Well, Jones
So
is there.
yeah, but Aaron Jones, he's a stud runner.
Gotta
So
slow him down too.
yeah, that's really where I'm at. I think the passing game we can slow down with just pressure alone, but the running game we're gonna definitely have to stop and be on top of.
Yeah, because I think the better matchup for the Vikings, I think, is their wide receivers versus our secondary. I think that for us versus their run, the defense versus the run, I like the front for the defense a lot more for the Giants than their secondary.
Bringing that up, the secondary for them, besides Harrison Smith, they really had a role. Really like what they
There's Stephon
drafted
Gilmore.
and end up losing. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to spend now another year getting top safeties and cornerbacks to go back there
Yeah,
because I think they're really depleted back there, which leaves a spot for Slayton and Hyatt to really shine.
yeah.
Besides Malik Neighbors,
Well, you know they're
so
going to be
I'm really
keying on Neighbors and trying to slow him down, even though it's his first game. But you have to worry about all three of them. You have to worry about Neighbors. You have to worry about Slayton, Hyatt, Wendell Robinson, and Hyatt, and you have all four of them on the field. I like to see the Giants really spread them out, and I'm interested to see how Neighbors does and how they're going to use him, because you could use him in so many different ways. And he's number one, by the way. I think that's his new number.
yeah,
It's
they
always weird
unretired
seeing
him.
this. It's always
So
weird seeing wide receivers with the single digit number. It's like the weirdest thing, I think. I'm definitely not
I
used
was
to it.
I was the weird one that NCAA give my quarterback a double digit number like 34 or something just to be weird.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
absolutely. So I'm looking forward to the game. Um, yeah, yeah, I want to see how Burns does on defense.
gotcha. I think Burns is gonna eat. I think either that or he's gonna help what's called eat better.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Brian Burns. I think it adds another, um, you know, it makes their defense more dynamic and their pass rush more. And that's the key. If you get a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks, you force them into mistakes. You force them to get rid of the ball early. That's something we really can. We just force a lot of turnovers, but at times we would get picked apart because if you can't pressure the quarterback, you're screwed.
I'm just
That's
worried about the middle of the field. That's really my big worry is the middle of the field.
well,
Um,
Hawkinson usually kills us, but he's out this game, which helps a little bit. And their other tight ends are nothing special, but that's where they get. That's where the Giants have been exposed over the middle a whole
all right.
lot.
So what is your expectations for the game score wise?
I think the Giants would score in the 20s because they have the weapons. Their offensive line plays well. Like I said, I expect them to have at least 20 something points. To be honest, they should. Even, I know it's crazy to say that, but with a guy like Neighbors that changes things, and I think their wide receiver core is solid. I just think their offensive line is going to play well. It's all on DJ, but I expect 20 something points. I don't think they'll get 28, but 24.
Mm, it's a rough win. It's a rough win.
A win is a win is a win. As long as they win, that's all that really matters. But you're looking for production from the offense regardless. Because after last season, their offense was so bad that you need to have some consistency in your offense. And I think this game is about getting Jones in a rhythm, getting his confidence up, getting the offensive line's confidence up as a unit. I like that we're going into this game relatively healthy.
Well, that's one thing we haven't been doing is going into the game. Like last year, we went in fully healthy, but lost everybody within the first two drives. So not just playing healthy, but staying healthy.
Yeah.
That's the big part. This is on MetLife, which I think is now a cursed burial ground for Indians. Just through the bad luck that's been there.
Oh, they just have
Um,
every turn they've had bad luck.
I think we might have to sacrifice a small animal to relieve that stadium of its curse. But at this point, I'm just hoping that we don't lose anybody forever. I'm
Exactly.
just, I want to ask you. We did free up some cap space from Okereke to sign somebody.
Yeah,
We had about 20 million in cap space around that. Don't quote me. But with that, I want to see just who. What, I'm guessing they're trying to make this team competitive. So if something happens in the first, or if there's a blaring problem in the first game, they have money to throw at something or somebody on the market.
I still say corner. I still say corners
Caleb Farley still out there.
a
There's a
position that
few.
you would want to address. Maybe that Micah McFadden thing is maybe another linebacker. Maybe they got something planned. Because I expected Micah McFadden not to be put on the practice squad. So I'm interested to see who's going to play in that position if he doesn't play on Sunday. But they got to be playing something. Plus, you want to save up because at the trade deadline, your season could be over.
They
Or
have
you
to
could
start
be a
getting rid of.
buyer instead. You could be on the fringe and need a player that puts you over the top. An area you've been struggling in. I don't suspect it's going to be offensive line or receiver or an offensive weapon. I think it's something on the defense they would address. Maybe the other defensive end position because they only got like one lefty end. Boogie
Well, with the play
Basham.
calling, I feel a lot more better with Dayball calling the plays.
So do I.
I feel a lot better because anytime he did or he was suspected to take over, the game turned around.
There you go. Jalen Hurts just got picked off. Eileen said.
It's starting early. Please
I'm
tell me it
interested
was
to see how
Xavier
that game
McKinney.
goes.
Please tell me it was Xavier McKinney that picked them off.
Oh, that
That
would
would
be funny if it was McKinney. McKinney's a
I
good
think he picked.
safety. I wish him all the best. I think we're fine at safety, to be honest, with Newman, Belton, and Pinnock.
I like Pennock. I really do. I think he is a stud that was found. I think he got cut. I just think he may have been in the wrong system or used the
He
wrong
was a
way.
former Jet. He was on the Jets previous to last year.
Yeah, and he was like third string over there, got cut, but they're stacked at the backfield.
Yeah, Pinnock played well. Played well last year, I thought. I
And
thought he
that's one
played
thing
well.
I love about oh well, their offense is stacked. Good when they cut a player, that means they only cut him out of necessity.
Yeah, like Pinnock's good experience, but I think eventually Newman. I think they drafted Newman to start eventually, but they really liked Tyler Newman.
they really like Drew Phillips too.
Yeah, Drew Phillips. I mean, that's a guy on defense. I'm interested to see how he plays. And another expectation I have for the season is Banks. Taking another step. He seems like he's ready to take another step. I really like that pick. I think that's so far one of the better picks. But Drew Phillips, I think, is an expert. Trey Hawkins the third. You want to see if he develops. I think Adoree Jackson will be starting by week 2. I would say. I think he'll play, but I think that left cornerback position. I think that's the weakness. Maybe that and where McFadden plays. I think everywhere else is solid. I want to see how much Chapman's going to play. Elijah
I think he
Chapman,
plays. He's got to be either first or second string.
second
Yeah,
string.
so he'll definitely get playing time next to Dex. I want to see Ojulari. I want to see a 5-man rush, 6-man rush, just flying in. Man to man
Remember, Bowen
defense.
doesn't blitz as much.
Send a message.
Yeah.
You put that QB, you put Sam Darnold in the dirt, and you just because even now, I don't want people to be like, oh well, you guys are the favorites going in. We are not the favorites going in.
No, like I was reading something about the article said what the Giants have to do to upset the Vikings. And I don't I guess they're saying that because the Giants were so bad last year. and they were just bad in many areas, especially on the offense. But I think that some people are basing it off of the previous season, last season. But I get it. I get why people view the Giants like that. I don't know if I consider it necessarily an upset. Um, like they're kind of in the same spot, if that makes any sense. Like the Vikings are in a rebuild. Darnold's not a good quarterback. You know he's not good. He's
everybody has that stigma, like, oh, he was just in San Fran. He's got to be some kind of good. No, he was a third string for a reason.
No, I think Darnold has played better previous, like the past couple of seasons when he's played. But
Here's all
if
you
you
need to know
could
about
pressure
Darnold.
him,
Darnold came in for Purdy in the NFC Championship game, not last year, the year before when he got hurt.
yeah.
When he came in for that game, if they would have won, but the skin of their teeth, right? They were not going to stick with Sam Darnold. They were in
Oh,
contact
absolutely
with.
not. Purdy was
They
the
were going to
guy.
bring Phil Rivers' old ass out of retirement to play the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, I was.
Purdy
It
was
was.
their guy.
Yeah, like Sam Darnold is not. I don't care if he's been in Shanahan. He could have been with Shanahan, Belichick, McVay. It don't matter. He is a bad quarterback. Leave it be.
But I still wouldn't, if I were the Giants, I still wouldn't go into the game looking past him. I'm not saying he's good, but you never want to underestimate anybody. Like when we played the Raiders last year, we thought, all right, they should play well versus the Raiders, and they didn't. Versus O'Connell, like a guy you haven't really heard about.
That's where Josh Jacobs kind of killed us.
Arlene says Sam Darnold going to see Ghost again, but this time in Giants
Yeah, his
uniforms.
return to MetLife.
Yeah, like
Good.
No, go ahead.
Well, like so, his return to MetLife, he really doesn't play well. I don't see him doing well. Like the only thing that's going to kill us is if they run that ball down our throat like crazy.
Well, that's what I mean. You have to slow Jones down, and I think that what I would like to see, I'd like them to have sustained drives on offense and keep the ball out of the offense's hands, because they still got Justin Jefferson. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, but is he's not. The thing is, he's the best. When he's on, he's the best. You just lost your new franchise QB, rookie QB. You've been really frustrated with the team.
Yep.
You were just in trade talks 2 months ago. Are you at the best you can be, and are you going to play the best you can be, or are you going to be like, nah, I'm taking this year off so I can go to the free market?
No, I think Justin Jefferson will play well. I'm just saying he's the guy you got to look out for. Him and Addison. Like Jones, Jefferson, Addison, they're going to try to get the ball to Jefferson, and Banks will be covering Jefferson, I assume, most
All
of
right,
the
what
game.
is your basement score for this game? Lowest it can be, not lowest,
Basement
but
score
your lowest expectations for it, like
16-10
win or loss.
win.
All right, what's your realistic one?
24-14.
What's your ceiling? The best it could be.
31-21.
My basement, I'm thinking 20-10 loss.
Yeah,
For
that would be pretty shitty.
yeah.
That would mean their offense didn't play well.
Realistic, I'm thinking 17-13, 20-13, 20-10 win.
Seems realistic.
My ceiling's a little bit higher than yours. I'm gonna say 31-6. I think the only way the ceiling is reached is if that defense is just swarming them all day.
If they could cause turnovers like they did last year and score points. That's really the key. I don't know if they're going to score 30, but I think they're going to score in the 20s.
I think,
at
like I said, the ceiling, if the defense is that on fire, then the offense scores, just because having so many possessions they're going to get some kind of points off because that defense is going to be tired.
Yeah, yeah, that's one thing you don't want to have the Giants do is their offense being consistent and go 3 and out, get the ball back, go 3 and out. But with someone like Neighbors, like I said, that's why I'm very interested to see how Dable calls this game and how balanced he's going to be on offense, run versus pass. So it got to be a pass first team, I'm thinking, not a run first team.
I mean, but if Eric Gray comes out and he has $150 rushing and he's looking good, I don't
That
mind
means
giving him the
that
ball.
means the offensive line played well if that happens.
Yeah, but it means he's going to get more touches the next. You're getting more comfortable using him,
Yeah,
especially in those situations.
yeah. I think him and Singletary and Gray will have the most tackles with Tracy mixed in because I think they might like Tracy's size more than Gray.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
So going through with that, Gray size is a great way for a running back. I believe he's about 6'1", 6'2". He has a good size to him. I think I might be getting him mixed up with Gray. I'm not sure. But if Gray would go off for 100 yards or more, definitely be a lot more comfortable giving him the ball. And that gives Jones less pressure. Gives Jones less pressure to throw to Neighbors. What you don't want to see is another Eli Odell situation where he relied on Odell so much because Sterling Shepard and Ruben Randall weren't ready or weren't able to do it, that Jones becomes more of a gunslinger and starts throwing into double coverage, dump things, stuff like that. Neighbors is more of a route runner than anything. He's more of a I'm able to cut, move, do what I need to do. Great hands, goes up for the ball.
Oh,
Odell was more of a burner in that sense. What's up,
yep.
man? Good feedback.
No, I had a phone call I had to take. I apologize. Um,
Happens.
but yeah, like I'm interested to see how Neighbors does his rookie season because I don't think he's as fast as Odell. I think he's more physical than Odell was. He's
I think
definitely
he's got
explosive.
better. All right.
Odell
Catching, I think,
was
is on the same because I love how both of them are not scared to go for the ball.
well, both had great hands.
Great hands. Both of them have elite hands.
Yeah,
I think Odell was better with the feet. He was
yeah.
better with Odell. His first three seasons.
Quicker. I think quicker first step for Odell.
Yes.
The thing with Neighbors is he could run full speed through his routes, like his stop and go routes. And when he does that stop and go, he's extremely explosive. What I like about Neighbors is he's a baller. Like he'll go up and get the ball, he'll be aggressive. He's fast. He's an elite route runner. Um, like I said, I love the Neighbors pick. I think he could be extremely explosive. And I'm interested to see how they distribute the ball. And I think if Jones could like nail that back shoulder throw with him, get in the rhythm, he'll be unstoppable. Like I think he's going to be a problem for teams, but teams are gonna key on him, and they're going to try and shut him down.
I really want to see Hyatt use some of that Tennessee speed he had.
Yeah,
Um, because anytime there's press coverage, I want him on the outside. Like I'm gonna give him he needs to come off that ball and be like to the point where Jones all he's got to do is throw that. I want to be like NCAA, throw that ball up in the end zone and let him go run to it.
but the thing about DJ is he needs to be aggressive. He needs if
Yes.
there's a shot, take it. Because I remember last year, like especially beginning of the year, he wouldn't. There was a play in the Dallas game where Sleet was wide open or high, and he didn't throw it for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason. He didn't throw the ball. So you want him to be aggressive and not be afraid to take that shot because if you're not aggressive, you're going to be too predictable.
And it seems like the only
You want to
person
put
he's
teams on their
comfortable
heels.
with taking that shot with is Slayton.
Slayton.
If you
Yeah.
look at all his deep balls, they've all been to Slayton.
Yeah, he's been like the only guy that's been able to really do that for him. But I think Hyatt could do that also. But you got you know a lot of speed for the Giants receivers, like Slayton, Hyatt, Neighbors, and Wendell Robinson are all 4.4. They're all
Mhm.
fast. They're all extremely fast. So it's almost like pick your poison. That's another guy to look out for is Wendell Robinson
I
because
think he's mostly going to be the rack guy. He's going to get the
yeah,
ball short and
yeah,
make
the
plays
slant
with it.
routes over the middle and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's going to be the guy that, yeah, his speed is a factor, but it's going to be a
Yeah,
factor after he has the ball. And one thing I've
yeah,
been really
that's what
wanting to
he's
see,
great at.
not so much with Hyatt, but with Wandell and Slayton, is a lot of reverses because you're going to throw a lot of teams off when
Or
you're
the jet
able,
sweep.
like, yeah, a jet sweep reverse,
Mm-hmm.
because they have that speed to get off that edge and just go.
Yep, you're gonna do with You're gonna do with Neighbors also. So
Yeah.
sometimes you're going to do it with Neighbors and Wendell. That's why I like them because they're multi-tool guys. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can run them, even though the quick screens, Neighbors and Wendell Robinson are good. And that's what I hope the Giants do is run more successful screen plays. You know,
The
because
screenplay's been a bullet in our ass the last 3 years. I guess
yeah,
because they trusted Saquon so much with making a play, and you live by it, you die by it. But we've been dying by it way too much.
too predictable because people knew you knew with Barkley that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and feed Barkley. You stop Barkley, you stop the Giants' offense. That was how it
That's one
always
of the things
was.
I'm happy for that Barkley's gone. We are less
Yeah,
predictable.
you don't want to be predictable. I love that Dable's calling plays. I think that is different. I'd rather have him call the plays because he's the offensive guy. You brought him in here for offense. I know he was the type of guy when he came in, he was like, "Oh, I want everyone to have their own job and people." But I think it's the right decision him calling plays, and let's see how he calls this game and how it goes on offense. Because that's really the key. If their offense can play well, their defense won't be tired.
I
And
agree.
if they're like I think a lot of it, sustained offensive drives and scoring points. That's if you can sustain drives and score touchdowns, score points, it'll help your defense out tremendously. And hopefully we can get the same production turnover wise that
I
we got
also want to
last
see
year.
different formations. I want to see them run more from the shotgun with Eric Gray and
Or
Tyrone
the
Tracy,
pistol.
the pistol. Um, Jones's leg is filling up to it. A lot more option stuff.
He'll
Like, don't
run.
be
He'll
scared
run
to
a
pitch
little
it
bit.
out. Like push. Like, don't be scared to like pitch it out. Run the veer if you have to.
I
You
think
know,
they'll mix some option. I don't know if they're going to do it a lot week one, but I think there'll be opportunities for Jones to use his legs in this game.
I think if
Get a
Jones
key
becomes
first
more
down stuff like.
stationary, if he does become more stationary and a pocket passer, but he can run, people are going to start forgetting, hey, oh shit, he can run. Yeah, he's coming off an ACL injury, so they're not going to run him a lot
But he's
early.
fully healthy.
Yeah.
He just gained confidence in that knee. That's why I don't see him running a lot like early in the season. I think as the season goes, he'll run more.
Mm-hmm.
You want him to play his first game, gain some confidence in his knee because a player's always thinking about that, and some confidence overall in his game, in his play. And Jones said he thinks they could be a playoff team. That's what he said. He says, we know our goal. We want to win. We want to be a playoff team. We want to win games. And I kind of like that attitude. You want to go in confident and play with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing I'm looking for from DJ is just some confidence from him. If you got a shot, take it. Don't hesitate. Be aggressive when you need to be. Because you don't want to leave opportunities on the field. And I thought early in the season they did that last season.
Mm-hmm. Another thing too is keep fighting in games. There's a lot of time in the last they were maybe a touchdown down and they go out on a fourth down and they lose it, or they go out and don't hit that punt it because it's the best
Yeah.
option, and that team just gives up. It gives up a field goal, gives up. They didn't fight. And the Green Bay game, like I guess with DeVito, with him being hyped up, like they actually fought for games.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to say one thing. We want to wish Stacy, one of our co-hosts, a happy birthday today. So happy birthday to Stacy. She's out enjoying her birthday tonight and this weekend. So I just want to say happy birthday, Stacy,
He
and
turns the
go Big
big
Blue.
6'5" today. 6'5".
So just want to say happy birthday to Stacy today. But like I said, I'm excited for this game. I'm excited. It's the season. I know a lot of people are going in all negative, but I'm not gonna be. I'm always a wait and see type of person. So I want to see how they're going to be, how this offensive line is going to play, how Burns will play, obviously how Neighbors plays, how Phillips. I want to see how the rookies play, and this new offensive line. I want to see them get some push. Maybe they do open up running the ball,
Yeah.
set a tone, maybe. But like I said, I'm really excited for the game, and like I said, I like what Shane has done with the roster. I think he's improved the roster this year. So like I said, I'm very interested to see how Dable calls plays, how the offensive line does, how Neighbors does, DJ, the pass rush. The biggest concern I think is, for on defense is their secondary, especially the quarterback position, because Addison's good, man.
It's
I
just
don't
they're
want them
so
to have.
young, and like if they had a bad showing against, uh, the Vikings, that's a good duo right there. Like that's
Yeah, they are good.
I think if once we start playing like Dallas, we'll have a better option because they have one receiver, they have a couple good ones, but not like an Addison. Not what he would be. Um, so we play teams that have two or three receivers. They are young; they're going to learn. But by the time we get to another team that has a second and third good receiver or weapon on offense to worry about, I think they'll have a lot more experience working together.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's definitely a good test receiver wise. If they had a better quarterback, the Vikings, I'd be way more concerned. You know,
If they still
Darnold,
have Kirk Cousins,
I'm
I
not
would
gonna
think
overlook
a
him,
rematch. It would definitely be a rematch.
but I'm but like I said, like I'm gonna do like I said, what do you think the score is gonna be in this game?
I'll go on a leap here. You've talked me into it. I'm gonna go 24-7 Giants.
All right, I'm gonna go 21-16 Giants.
21-16. More realistic. I just think that defense is gonna really hold them. I just got a feeling. But okay, so let's go around the division. Browns and Cowboys. How you feeling about
Browns got
that?
a good. I think the Cowboys will win. The Browns got a good defense,
I'm taking Browns.
real good defense.
I'm taking Browns 28-24.
I think it will be close. Browns.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Dallas gonna win 24-20.
All right. I don't know what the Eagles' score is right now, but
I have no
I'm,
idea. I
I'm
think the
taking
Eagles will win. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna take the
say
Packers 30-13.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Green Bay 28-24.
And who's Washington playing?
Oh God.
we don't care enough about Washington.
I don't even pay attention to Washington like at all. They have the not the Browns. Uh, Tampa Bay.
I'm gonna take Tampa Bay 27-20.
I'm gonna say Washington 21-17.
I can see it both ways. I can see both teams
Actually,
win.
you know what? I'm gonna say 27-24. Washington.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a close game.
Because
I just
Tampa
think the
Bay can
Bucks.
score points.
Is it in Washington or is it in Tampa?
It's at Tampa.
I take Bucks.
But I
Especially with
say,
that defense.
I'm interested to see how Washington is this year with Jaden Daniels.
So, what are we
We'll see.
eating, bud? What are we eating?
I'm probably gonna do wings.
Yeah, I was thinking wings. I think
I'm gonna keep it simple.
I'm gonna make me some Philly cheesesteaks. You know, just make me some
Well, that sounds
cheesesteaks.
good.
And
With the peppers and onions.
I don't do peppers and onions. I don't.
I do. I used to not do onions, but I do onions, but I don't do the peppers.
I'm allergic to onions, so
Yeah, that makes sense then.
so I don't do it. Now, anybody here who actually knows Philly, I was born and raised, so I can speak on it. The
Yeah,
basic cheesesteak is just an Italian roll, chip steak, and like usually
and cheese.
American, provolone, or any cheese you really want, but it's usually American, provolone, or cheese whiz. Anything you add to that cheesesteak is up to you, but that's the basic of a cheesesteak. Don't put no mushrooms, peppers, and onions in it. It's a good combo, yeah, but that's not a cheesesteak. That's what like the world thinks it is.
Yeah, no,
The
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm gonna do a sponsor real quick, and then we'll give our final thoughts. Mario Hurt 123, Terry Big Al, Jason Fine. If you have a motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workers' compensation, there are 3 locations: Philadelphia, PA, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and Pittsburgh, PA. So give them a call for any of your legal troubles, and they will be sure to help you out. Mario Hurt 123, Terry Big Al, Jason Fine. All right, Evan. So Sunday, you know, start to the 2024 campaign for Dable, DJ, and Shane.
drive for 5. I want a 5th ring.
It would be nice to have a 5th ring.
Am I expecting one? No, hear me out, folks. Am I expecting one? No.
No, not this year anyway.
But every season is the drive for 5 until we get 5.
Yeah, it would be nice to have 5 be equal with some other teams. you know. So, but
Yeah, and we wouldn't have won all of ours in one or 2 decades.
yeah, but thank you everybody for joining the Big Blue Power Hour. Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue!
We got a chance to be 1-0 and maybe 2-0 to start this season, but we'll worry about that next week. See if we can get a win this week versus the Vikings, and then next week also. So, it'd be nice to start the season 1-0.
It'd be right to start seeing 10-0. See you
Yeah, I
guys
don't know if
next week
that's
at 8
happening.
o'clock.
Just be above 500. We'll be here next week at 8 p.m. And hopefully it's after a win. All right, good night, everybody. Go Big Blue.